Welcome to the studio, it's Froyle here, and today I'm creating beautiful acrylic painting using fabulous metallic colors. Now I'm working on a series of paintings using the same color palette. Have a look at these beautiful tints and tones of metallic colors. They're absolutely glorious. The first painting I did, I'm wanting to use the same color palette so I can see what differences the techniques make in the painting. So the first painting I used a puddle pour, breaking it up with a fork and then adding a swipe. It turned out absolutely beautiful. The second painting I decided to do a straight pour, and what I hadn't realized was my white is actually a cloud mix recipe. I only found this out once I poured out the paint and the painting turned into a beautiful cloud pour, which I think was pretty hilarious. I accidentally made the most beautiful cloud pour I've ever created. So I'm pretty excited today. I'm going to use the same paints, but we're going to use a different technique. Yes, I think I'll still use a little bit of that cloud pour mix because that's been a whole lot of fun and I love the way it creates the interesting textures. So today we're going to start with a split cup pour. So I've got two different split cups. I've got a 3-chamber cup and a 4, and I want to use both because I think it will be fun. So what are we going to put in which one? Well, I also want to keep some negative space on my canvas because I really like the negative space. So I might use this is the metallic graphite of the Amsterdam. That's a really nice color. I might use that for some negative space. And maybe the Liquitex in the bronze. That's an absolutely beautiful color. Well, they're all beautiful, but that would make great negative space. Then let's put in some, this is the copper into our 3-chamber split cup. Do we want to add some, that's the metallic, and that's the wild card, which is the cloud mix of white that I didn't realize I had. Using that one in the middle, so that'll be interesting to see what it does with that. And what else should we put with it? Maybe a baby. How about some of the silver? That could be quite interesting to see how those three mix together. Now for the other cup, the 4-chamber, let's go with some pearl white. I really like the pearl white. It's a beautiful look. Some of my favorite bronze. These aren't as hard to fill up as I thought they might have been. Some pewter. They are a bit wobbly because they're soft, but I really like them. It's a whole lot of fun. And what else? One more. Should we add some of the bronze or some black? Do we want to be dramatic? We always want to be dramatic. Maybe some of the Liquitex bronze. Righto. So that's a whole lot of fun. We've got all of our fabulous split cups ready. Let's move everything out of the way because I do have a tendency to knock things over. So let's get ourselves sorted, move that, get our canvas in the right spot. So we're doing split cup and we're creating some negative space. Maybe in this section here, I'm liking the idea of some, oopsies, dripped it, negative space there. Maybe with some of the charcoal. That might work. Or maybe some of the pearl paint. Now make sure I've got the pearl paint and not the cloud pour mix. It's so funny to me that I did that, but it was fun. It turned out amazing. Now, which one's got the cloud pour mix? Talking about it. I wonder if we should put some on the canvas. Okay. This is the cloud pour mix. Oh, that's the end of my cloud pour mix. So that's really fun. I absolutely love experimenting. It's just so fun to me. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's not a big deal. You can collage over it or paint over it or really do anything to it. But you don't know until you try. So what about if I pour my split cup onto the beautiful cloud mix Oh, look at those colors. They are just magnificent. That's all I can say about that. There's a whole lot in there. So, oh, should we swirl it around? Okay. I like swirling things around. I don't know that I'm going to need the whole split cup for the other side, because that's quite a bit of paint. Magnificent. Look at that. Look at that. What happens if we move it around? No idea, really. And that's the fun of experimenting. I don't want it to be in a big circle, so I'm really keen to knock that circle off its axis, because I don't want it to be a big circle. So I'm thinking, let's add some of this split cup through here, but not in a circle. Maybe some on there. Mess that up. Man, I've got no idea how this is going to turn out. Absolutely zero. I'm going to add some charcoal through here because I think we need a bit of drama. And that is such a beautiful colour. It's the Amsterdam graphite colour. It's absolutely amazing. What a beautiful metallic colour. Righto, well that's enough. Stop that. I'm thinking we need a bit of a blast. We'll just pop a few bubbles with the heat gun. And then we'll give it a tilt and see what the heck I managed to create with this concoction. Now I do think perhaps I've got a little bit too much paint on the canvas, but don't worry, because I like to use the runoffs or the drips or the leftovers or whatever you like to call them. I scrape them up off the table, as I've got a fabulous plastic tablecloth down, and then I put them in a container, and then I'll use them another day for the base coat of something or for around the sides of something. And they work really well for that, especially when the colors mix. You get quite a beautiful mix of neutral tones, usually, depending on what's in the painting, of course. But I do find creative ways of using the runoffs or the drips. So don't panic too much if you see a lot dripping onto the tablecloth, because once I'm finished with this, I'll set it aside and then I'll scrape up what's on the table. Now, that's really interesting. I've got two halves of my painting. So, where do I want to go? Do I want more white, or do I want more of that beautiful bronze and copper? Well, I don't know. I think I might just run it across the canvas and then run it back, because I find doing that really does stir up the paint and create some more cell activation as it runs over each other. So let's try that idea. Of course, it's just an idea. It might not work at all. But I do want to get rid of those circles. I think I've decided I don't really like ring pours, because that's all a bit monotonous. I mean, they look really good, but I think I like breaking up that shape more. What do we think about our charcoal section? That's pretty dramatic. I did want to be dramatic. I don't mind it. It's definitely got two halves to it. Let's pull off some more from this side. Yes, I like that. I do like that. Beautiful colours. This section down this side's quite marbly, which I'm liking. I think I might leave it like that. That's because it's got more of the cloud mix on that section at the end. And yes, I do like it, so I think we're going to be leaving it. We'll just move it across this way a little bit more. back this way. And I think that's the composition I like the best. I'm glad I put the graphite through it. It gave it a little bit more strength in the composition, a little bit more drama, as I like to say. And my favorite way is definitely up this way. I'm liking this composition just like this. I'm liking that shape up there. I love the graphite charcoal looking color through there. I think that sits really well with the bronze and the copper. And this down here, this marble look, I'm trying not to drip on it, looks absolutely beautiful. We've got a tiny bit in the corner here, which I'm loving. So pretty sure I'm going to leave it. Let's see how it develops, because it probably will in the next 10, 15, 20 minutes. It's going to have more of these cells popping up, and that's from my cloud mix that I ended up putting in. Righto, I'm going to leave it. I'm loving it. I think the composition's beautiful. The colors are glorious, and I love the way it looks so completely different to the other two in this series of using exactly the same color palette. Oh, so much fun. It's developing beautifully. I've got a really nice cluster of pearl cells there and over here, and then they run down there, which makes me happy. They look beautiful through there. It's a really nice marble color, and then I've got this interesting bronze on the corner, which is connecting to this beautiful flow of bronze and copper up here. Now that Liquitex bronze is a lot brownier, and the Amsterdam bronze is a lot more orangey, and they work beautiful together. So pleased I've got the graphite in here. I think that little bit of deep color there adds a bit of drama and interest. Overall, I'm really happy with it. I think it's stunning. I love the feel of it. This softness here is working really well with the gorgeous warm colors. So I'm going to leave it to dry. I'm not going to poke at it. I'm not going to add anything else to it, because I'm really happy with the composition and the amount of cell activation. I don't like it when it's completely covered with the pearl cells or even the lacing. I like sections of the textures, and then I like open space as well. That's just my personal opinion. That's what I enjoy about the abstract art. And this kind of painting, you just can't repeat it again, even if you tried. I love that about the fluid art. So I can't wait to show you when it's dried. I sure as heck hope it just doesn't crack. That's the goal. How beautiful the painting's dried up. I absolutely love the metallic bronze in this and the other metallic sections in there. Even the glorious graphite up the top here has dried up beautifully. Loving this here. It looks very marble-like, and my fabulous cells, the glorious pearl cells. It was really funny that I forgot that I had added the satin enamel to the white paint. And in the first two paintings using these exact same colors, they had a different response. I love that. I love experimenting. I did just throw a dash in the white paint, but I then went on to develop a cloud pour recipe mix because I love experimenting. It turned out absolutely beautiful. It's made some glorious cells. Oh, look at the silver in that section there. Don't you love the way it all just mixes together and you never quite know what you're going to get? I think it was a really fun idea to use the same colors with different applications, because you can see how much they change depending on how you put the paint on the canvas, and that's really fun. I'm liking this deep color coming through there. That adds a bit of texture, and the beautiful line across here creates a really strong composition. So for this painting, I'm just going to give it a beautiful gloss varnish after probably another week or so, making sure it's all completely dry. You don't want to varnish your paintings too soon because underneath the paint layers might still be releasing the air and as it evaporates the moisture, and you don't want to trap that in because it can create difficulties for the surface texture of the paint. So yes, it requires a few weeks, definitely a little patience, and then I'm going to gloss it up. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to look amazing on the wall, and I'm really happy with how it's turned out. Thanks for joining me today. Now, don't forget, you will find more information in the description under the video if you want to know what I'm using, where I get it from, and you can find more information on my website, FroyleArt.com. So come back and join me next time, and I'll see you again in the studio.